This is the overall look of the bike. Right now, you got this sticking out right here. And so basically what we're going to be doing is removing this. This is going to be replaced with the LED lights. And around here is where you're going to have your license plate frame instead of way back here. You're going to have more of the true look of what the bike probably should be looking like when they designed it, as opposed to having this huge thing out here. Okay, what I've done so far is there's about, let's see, 1, 2 bolts there that are easy to be accessible, and then a couple other bolts right by the license plate lights I need to get to. I wasn't able to get to them without first letting loose of these license plate frame bolts. The first 2 bolts were actually up here. That was what was holding the actual frame to it. And then I'm taking these. This is the last one of the 3. At the end, I'll show you what kind of different heads I was using in order to get these out, because these are actually different from these 2, and they are also different from the ones that are here. So in just about, what was that, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts that I've been taking off, I had to use 3 different heads, and only 2 of them are your standard flathead. None of them are Phillips. So I'll show you what those are in a minute as well once I get all of this out. Once you've gotten those bolts out, this actually just pops right down. This is where all your wires are. Something just fell. And should be able to come off just easily once I get some of these assemblies out. But that's going to be the first step once you get all those bottom bolts out. That's what that's going to look like right there. To show you all, I had to take out a couple more screws from here. This is the LED lights that were to light up the license plate. So now I got those screws out, and now you can just, oops, this is a lot simpler than this. I'm using one hand. You can just slip that right out of there once it's unscrewed. And again, a 4th size of screw head. So just in that assembly alone, I've used 4 different screw heads. A couple of them are T's, one was a flat, and the other one I believe was a hex. And I'll let you know those sizes later on. One other thing you have to do, remove your seat, passenger seat, or whatever cowl, whatever you have back here. Obviously by just putting your key in there, if you don't already know that. Then there's another compartment here that you open up, and that's usually where your toolkit is at. Your toolkit looks something like that. It's a little red thing right there. And once you pull that out, you're going to expose a couple screws here. Those are some hex screws, and already took one out. And this is the second one that I'm removing as well, and that should be able to get you pretty loose here. So I'll go ahead and finish that up to show you something pretty important when taking this out. There's actually, besides these couple bolts that came out from the top and over here, there's also going to be some that you have to release from down over here that you can't see from down here. I removed the front seat too. I don't know why I did that. Maybe for more clearance, light, whatever. But you see this Allen wrench right here? You got to get through here all the way to that bolt down there. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, it's down there. You see it right there in the middle of the screen. And without getting to that, it's gonna be a pain. You're literally gonna have to rip this off if you don't do that. But we're not gonna do that because it's a Ducati and we love it. So I'm gonna get to those, or to, yeah, those 2. There's one, there's the other one. Bolts. And I'm using a flashlight to help me out through the back into there. Once you get those screws out from up there, turn off this flashlight. Maybe I'll just go like that. This is what you'll be seeing. So See, those were the two that were kind of hard to get through without an Allen wrench. That was long enough to go through the top. And that's what you're gonna see once those come off. Next step is gonna be to take these out. All these wire harness should be easy to take out. Just use your either a small flathead screwdriver or maybe your fingernails or something to take those wires off, and then everything else should be plug and play. Pretty simple at this point, kind of. What do we have here on my nice dirty floor? Yeah, I'm wearing slippers. Yeah, pretty simple. Those came right off, and this is what you got dangling for you to plug in the MotoBox stuff. Should be super simple. I think the hardest part so far is just getting everything out, but I'll let you know exactly how that goes. I might as well clean while I'm here, I guess. It's gonna get dirty anyways. What we got here is the LED turn signal assembly. And we've got this nice heat foil and the two adapters, or I'm sorry, two plug-in plays for the signals, some bolts where it bolts into, where the old fender used to be at. This feels super high quality. This is it's not plastic. This is some sort of metal, and it feels really nice. So I can't wait to get this in down in there. And to be honest with you, at this point, I'm not sure what goes in first. If they get that in there with that frame, because obviously they need to connect in the same area. So I'll just kind of play with it and then let you know the order it goes in. Alright, here's the license plate frame, LED, it swivels, connection, again, pretty high quality stuff here, feels really good. And I believe now that I looked at the way that's assembled, I obviously can't put the signals in first, because if I do, I won't be able to get this wire in. Duh. So I'm gonna get this on first, plug it in, and then cover it up with the turn signals. So I believe the license plate frame is gonna go up in here. So you have to take these out in order to get in there. But with the Allen wrenches I have, it's hard to get in there with the long stem ones to get them out. So in order to give myself clearance, I had to take off a little fender there. And look what I found. I found a nice little collection of rocks down in there, so I'm gonna clean that up while I'm here. So in order to get the license plate frame in there, or bolted on I should say, if you don't have passenger pegs, this will be a breeze. Just a couple bolts right there and you're good to go. But because I had the passenger pegs on, well, that just makes it a little bit harder. You gotta get this loosened out, and the way you achieve that is there are two bolts here. I don't know if it's just because I'm weak or because the dealership put them on really tight, but they were a little bit hard to get out. You just need to get these two out. I noticed that it helped a little bit when I loosened out this piece. That's what keeps these two together, and it helped getting these out, but I don't think you necessarily, well, you definitely don't have to do it, but it felt like it helped. In order to get these back ones out, you actually have to get underneath the exhaust. So obviously, and most importantly, whenever you're working on this bike, you want it to be cool, because this gets extremely hot. You'll get burned badly. So this was sitting overnight. I have not turned on my bike at all today. So two bolts down in here. You'll be able to see them if you're laying flat on the floor. But it's going to be difficult in order to get them out that way. So you're just going to have to feel for them and get your Allen wrench down there to get them out. They weren't as hard to get out as these were, as far as like strength to get them out. Also, again, having that fender out of here is completely helpful when you're trying to achieve these, trying to get these out. So now that that's out, you should be able to, now that that's out, you should be able to get these in there. And what that will do is just simply, oops, it's tugged on there. Able to slip that right in, and then the bolts should be able to go right through there and back into where they need to get screwed on. That's if you want to keep this on. Folks, once this is all screwed back in, you got your bolts back here from underneath there, and you got your bolts in here through the license plate frame. What I do with the wires is I just kind of stuff them through here and then underneath here, and then it could plug in just fine right there. Hopefully that'll do. If not, I'll readjust. Also, it was recommended to me that the license plate frame itself be sort of angled with the way the bike is, as opposed to straight or out. And that's just in case when you bottom out it hits the fender. It shouldn't, but just in case. So I have it slightly, and I'll check it again. You could always readjust it through these bolts here. Super simple. Got your LED there. Also, just a heads up, I did connect everything beforehand just to make sure it does work. I wouldn't want to go through all this trouble just to find out that the LEDs are not working, but they are. They're working just fine. They work perfect, and they should look beautiful once it's all connected. So I got one more thing to go, and I think that one's just 2 bolts, so it should be easy. Everybody, this is all screwed in. Just basically from the top, it's just two bolts from underneath there. Super easy to find, and it looks super clean, really flush. There goes your license plate frame and your turn signals. So now let's give it a try. So there you go, looks beautiful. We got the turn signal going on there. That's what it looks like without. As you back up, you can see it. There's the other side. You got the LEDs working just fine. Looks super clean. There you go. You got that mess from here just completely gone. Super flush, super clean look. Overall design. It looks beautiful. There we are. Thanks for watching. Here's a few things that I just wanted to point out that you're gonna need for the job. Just a couple things like 10mm socket, some Allen wrenches ranging from 3mm, 4, 5, and 6. Some of these T's. These are the ones I used here. And let's see. I want to say it was the 15 and the 10. And then wrench right there, open end. This is probably all you need to get the job done. Cool.